All right, man. I told y'all. Let me make sure my mic is on. I rushed in here, and my mic is. All right, there we go. We should be good to go. Yeah, all right. I told y'all, man. I told y'all. So, like I was saying before the game started, game one is where the NBA is going to pique everybody's interest in the series because all during the game, I'm getting texts from my cousin. I'm seeing people on Twitter. I'm getting texts from all over the place. I'm getting messages on my video. People saying this series is boring. I don't want to watch it. Oh man, they was up by like 15-4. Somebody put in the comment section on my last video. This is over, man. This series is over. You know what I mean? It's boring. Blah 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 blah. And I was like, okay, just keep watching. Just keep watching. All right. I already knew. I knew at halftime when these boys had 20 turnovers and they was only up 12. I knew they was in trouble. I sent a message in my group chat with everybody that's on the panel with me. And I told them, I said, OKC's in trouble. Like they're in trouble, right? 20 turnovers, you're not supposed to be just up by 12. And their offense never got going. And it was a whole bunch of shots that SGA took early that were hero shots. You know, he took more threes. I think he took like 4 threes in first half. And they always like desperation hero shots. Like I want to, like we up 8. I need to hit this 3 to get the crowd going up, put a dagger in the Pacers. I'm like, man, this is way too early for a dagger. Why are you going for those shots? They ran hardly no offense. It just wasn't the OKC Thunder that we seen. Not even versus Denver or Minnesota, right? They played around with Memphis. You know, they could do whatever they want with their squad, but Denver and Minnesota, they zoned in and they executed their game plan almost to perfection in order for them to get that going. And in this game, I felt like they thought that they could just play, right? But at the end of the day, I already knew this was going to happen. I already knew they was going to lose game 1. They'll probably win game 2. They'll probably lose game 3 in Indy, and then they'll win game 4, and then they'll come back to OKC tied at 2, right? And when they come back to OKC tied at 2, they'll take the 3-2 lead, and then they go back to Indy to close it out, and they will close it out. I don't think this goes 7. They ended in 6 on Indy's floor, but it'll be a 4-2 finals win for the OKC Thunder, right? So that's my prediction. But for them to prove me wrong, I told you what they had to do. You know, because I picked against them. I picked with Vegas in the NBA. I mean, not only did the NBA win tonight by piquing everybody's interest. Now, let me know in the comment section, or are y'all more interested in this series after watching game 1 and seeing how the Pacers came back and won it? Are y'all more interested in the series than y'all were before the start of the game? And be honest, put a 1 in the chat. As a matter of fact, don't even put a 1. Say yes in the chat if you're more interested in the series now than you were before the game started. And then obviously put no if you're less interested now. All right. But yes, so it worked. The NBA won. It worked. I see a no in there. I see another yes. So I'm saying yeses. Yes. It worked. This is what they do. This is what they did with the Lakers in Philly. Philly was 100% outmatched. Didn't have a chance. How the hell are we going to keep people watching for at least 4 or 5 games? Like, what are we going to do for 4 or 5 games if OKC comes out and win easily and then win and go up 2-0 easily in game 2? You might get some interest in game 3. You might see some people show up, maybe. I mean, because that's basically what happened with Minnesota. But then again, you might not. Right. But, you know, They did exactly what they were supposed to do. Now, on the other end, Vegas, I think OKC was heavy favorites. So betting with OKC was not going to win you much money, right? So I doubt people bet on that, but maybe they did because I mean, it's an easy bet. So I mean, you might have to bet a lot to make some money off their bet, but I'm pretty sure people did it because they felt like, man, this is like Tyson versus, Glass Joe or something like that. Like, this should be easy money. Put the money in. Go with OKC. All the experts was picking them. I mean, it just went right with the flow. I mean, it was perfect. Every expert, probably 90% of the analysts on TV was picking OKC. Vegas picked OKC. It was just all going OKC, 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 OKC. So if you want to make some money, don't be a fool. It might be some people that say, you know what, I'm gonna go with the Pacers just because they're the underdogs and I can win money that way. If I win, cool, right? So a couple of people go with the Pacers, but most people going with the overwhelming favorite that Vegas is picking and all the analysts is picking as well. Well, I know how the NBA works. I know how I know they needed this to be interesting, and the best way for it to be interesting is for Indiana to win game 1. And they did 24 turnovers and like 15 steals. They got 14 steals. They only turned the ball over 6 times. They got 24 turnovers, 14 steals. This is a bad game that if you can't win this convincingly when you get 24 steals. Right? This is a bad sign. And honestly, if they don't turn it up, if they don't do something drastic and come out here and stop playing with their food, this could turn into them actually losing this series. Right? Because I mean, going in the hole 1-0, losing home court advantage in the first game, losing a game that you had control over into the final minute. Like you had total control over this game and played with them enough till they stayed in it. They stayed in arm's length, and all they needed to do is wait till it get to that clutch time where fouls don't count. Like they're not calling anything no more. And now what shot are you going to get? And you got somebody with their backs to the wall. Now you done watch them drop a double digit lead down to 12, 10, 8, 7, 5, 3. The next thing you know, now you tensed. And everybody was like, oh shoot, it's about to happen. Right? This is basically what happened in Denver game 1. Right? So I said in game 1, after game 1 when Denver won, I still like OKC to win the series, but I said they done put themselves in a hole that's going to be hard to climb out of. And they was able to do. I said they're going to learn a lot about themselves in this series by climbing out of this 1-0 deficit to a team like Denver, who got championship experience, right? And one of the best players in the league in Jokic. So they're going to learn a lot in this. But here's the thing. You were supposed to learn that lesson then and not make this mistake again. So first mistake of the series is OKC, the overwhelming favorite. And that's not a good sign. I mean, that's just not a good sign. So hopefully we don't see them come out because they're not going to have another game where they're getting 24 steals. So they wasted their like this game that they played defensively, the 24 steals. This is the type of game that they played in game 7 against Denver where they beat them by like 20. Right. So what they did against Denver in game 7, this was supposed to happen in this game. Right. So you're not going to get a lot of 24 steal games. You're going to get games where they're going to call the fouls a little bit tighter. Right. And now you're not getting away with much. Now you have to win with something else. They were supposed to win. They wasn't shooting well enough to win on offense tonight. They were supposed to win this game on defense with these 24 steals. Now next game is gonna help be a different story. Each game take on a life of itself. So game 2 is going to be different. You're not going to come out here and get 24 steals again. So that means you can't come out here and not be firing on all cylinders offensively. Right. So that's going to be real interesting because it's very possible they come out here and go down 0-2 and then go back to Indiana. Right. That's possible. I mean, so they gotta watch out. Like my pick was that they still going to win the series, but they lose game 1. But still, even with that being said and done, stranger things have happened, and this series can turn and end up not going that way. So they definitely gotta tighten up because this was a game they were supposed to win. I didn't expect 24 steals. I expected this to be. I expected it to be a little bit different game. I knew they was going to lose, but I expected it to be a little bit different in the loss. So this was somewhat shocking. But let's open the phone lines up, y'all. Let me see what y'all think. I'm gonna put the phone number. I'm gonna have it scrolling up. I'm gonna have it scrolling on the bottom of the screen so I can keep my comments up. Let's see where we at. All right, caller, what's up? What's your thoughts?
That was some bullshit. that I mean, I'm sitting there going, they're not going to do the same thing they did with Denver. They learned their lesson. They're not going to do the same thing. And you hit everything right. 24 turnovers. How in the hell do you lose that game?
Yeah.
How is it after you come back from that you got 22 seconds left? You got a timeout because they're challenging it. You don't have any bigs to rebound the ball. You go in there with whatever that play was, and then Shea goes up with that weak ass layup instead of actually going for the back, going to either get fouled or whatever. And then you don't have anybody like Hartenstein or even Chet in the game at that point to rebound the ball. I just like the coaching mistakes were ridiculous.
So
the coaching mistakes were.
Are you still looking
atrocious.
Are you still looking at the screen?
Let me see. I got you on my phone. Hold on. Hold on. Put on the laptop. What you got on there?
Well, nothing now because whatever I had disappeared. I don't know what. Hold on, man. How did my graphic disappear? Let me get it back on here real quick. My whole graphic just disappeared, man. Ain't no way in the world. How did? That's no way that.
All right, yeah, I got you on my laptop now.
All right. Let me put the keys to victory on here. This what I have for OKC. So
no, I mean, I was like, they learned their lesson from what happened with playing with their food against Denver. They and it looked like that's where they were playing. And then it was like a slow drip of poison at the end, and they just let them walk them down. I was like, they're gonna let them get in reach, and that's the one team you don't want to let get in reach. If they've been showing you all playoffs
for sure.
Don't let them get in reach because they seem to loosen up. Pacers seem to loosen up, and their opponents seem to tighten up. And then,
so look,
I mean, I hands down they won. I mean, they won it, but it's crazy that they did not have a lead until 0.03 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, the way that happened, that's what we call books on time in spades.
Yeah, it is. It was literally the last book. I'm like,
books
wait a minute,
on
what?
time.
I was like, you got to be kidding me. So for me, I'm in a little bit of a shell shock. I'm like, you can't throw away as great as their defense was and their hustle was. You throw that away.
Yeah.
Nah.
And that can deflate you, but
exactly. That's what I told my son.
It happened in Denver, and they was able to overcome that. So
Well, see, I was blaming it partially on those dumbass black uniforms they were wearing when they got blown out by Denver in Game 1.
Well, no, they didn't get. They didn't get. Hold on. Game one wasn't a blowout in Denver. They lost the same exact way they led.
I'm talking about the Game 1 in Oklahoma City.
That wasn't no blowout. No,
they lost at home.
Yeah, and they led that. They controlled their game the same exact way and lost in the last 2 minutes.
Well, yeah, okay. I mean,
because that was the game which Chet missed the free throw, the two free throws at the end, and then
but they were off all game. They were leading, but they were off. They were kind of
they was off tonight too.
They looked like they were there's some parts of it, but then it looked like it was enough because it looked like Indiana was making enough mistakes and whatever. But yeah. I'm just hoping. Hopefully it's going to twist the knot in their mind. They're gonna figure out. Okay, we gave them one. You know, we spotted them the lead.
Jimmy James said, "I don't know what fix was in. Pacers was not getting calls towards the end. I don't know if you think the only way you can if you think the referees are so remedial that the only way they can control a game and make sure that they get hey, I tell you what, if you think that's the only way they can do it, good luck, big dog. Good luck. I've been telling people for a week what was going to happen in Game 1. I've been telling people for a week.
I got to give it to you 100%. You're right. I literally the pregame, I literally said the only way it happens is an act of God or they play with their food. And it seems like both of those things happen because like that was you got 24 turnovers. You forced 24 turnovers. You got what's his name? What was the cat? Throwing the ball in the backcourt. He did like 2 or 3 times.
Topping. But so look, you know what this does though, right? This makes the series
Indiana feel. Yeah.
This makes the series interesting for at least 3 more games because OKC has to win to tie it up. Then they got to win again to go up 1, and it's still interesting.
They literally got to win the next 3 games straight. They literally need to win the next 3 games straight.
Well,
they really do. Because they got to get back home court advantage. And I'm just sorry. If I'm them, I'm not trying to go back to Indiana again. I really need to win all 4 straight, but I'm just saying they really absolutely need to win the next 3.
Yeah,
they mess up any of those, it's over.
Yeah,
that means they're broken. That means to me that looks like they're broken. But no, bro, I had to when you were saying it earlier today, I was like, man, I don't know. I don't know. But I got to give it to you. You called it. You waited till 0.03 for it to happen. But because I was just, you know when you see a slow death and you see an accident getting ready to happen, like, slow down, slow down. They don't want to listen. They're not listening. Yeah. They're not hitting their brake.
Yeah.
What happened? And he went up there and he goose armed it, or he alligator armed it. And then, man, Haliburton, I mean, I don't really like the guy, but my goodness, he got that Reggie Miller type. He's on that Reggie Miller type time when he gets in them type of situations.
Yeah.
Him and Robert Horry, those you don't want to see Robert Horry with the ball. Last shot, big shot, Bob. You don't want to see him with the ball.
Yeah, for sure.
I give him credit. They hung around. They let him hang around. But good Lord, I'm still a little bit of a shock, bro. Well, I just wanted to call. You were right. I just going to eat this humble pie. I gotta take it.
Well, we'll see what happened in Game 2. You know what I mean? We'll know what the series really gonna look like after Game 2. If OKC come out, I'm expecting OKC probably to win by double digits in Game 2. And I hope. And then we back to the drawing board in Game 3 to see what the NBA want to do with that, man. But I take that off the air, man. I'm gonna get another call in here.
All right, brother, man. Have a good one.
All right.
Great show.
All right, let's get another call. Phone lines are open. Phone number scrolling at the bottom of the screen. So my keys to victory before was going to be the dynamic between Carlisle and and OKC's coach. And I think Carlisle won that one. For him to keep his guys poised throughout the game, no matter what run OKC went on, they kept fighting, and you see he was mic'd up. So during some of the timeouts, they kept telling him he kept telling them to pretty much trust the process and look, listen, just stay there. It's going to happen, right? They've done it enough times, right? So he had them more poised, and it looked like Dak pushed the wrong buttons tonight. He was pulling his bigs out, playing with five small guys. A lot of stops that they got, they couldn't even get the offensive rebound to make sure it was a stop. And they didn't run no offense, especially down the stretch. Caller from Chapel Hill, what's up?
Man, I knew the Pacers was gonna win tonight, man.
Yeah, because you watched my show.
No, even before that. See, this is pretty much, this series is like the Dallas Mavericks versus Boston. Everybody had their money on Luka winning because we seen what the Celtics did last time when they made the finals against Golden State. Everybody knew Luka was gonna win, and everybody had their money on him. And then the NBA said, "Okay, we'll take your money, and we're gonna get this championship to Boston."
Sure.
So it's interesting to see what's gonna happen, because if they let the Pacers win this year, it's really gonna be bad.
Why you say that?
OKC, because people hyped them up. People like you hype Shea up to be this superstar face of the league, which I don't think he is. As good as he is, I just don't see it. They have a good team, but they're a small team, very small team. Pause, no diddy. And it's crazy. The Pacers had 19 turnovers, and they still lost the game.
They had 24 turnovers.
Total?
Yep. They had 19 in the first half.
Jesus Christ.
19 in the first half.
Put up 38 tonight. Put up 38 tonight.
Yep.
I don't know, man. I got to see what game 2 gonna look like for them boys.
Well, I mean, I don't know what game 2 gonna look like, but OKC gonna win.
What, game 2?
Yeah.
You think they're gonna win game 2?
Sure, of course.
Where they going? To Indiana? Because they lost home court advantage?
No. They get their first 2 in OKC. Then they go to Indiana game 3 and 4. So I do know OKC will get, in my, I'm just my opinion, OKC will get game 2 for sure, and I think it'll be convincing. Game 3 will be a toss up again. Like, well, I'm real good at predicting game 1s. And then usually based on what happens game 1, you can kind of predict what happens game 2. And this is with not the thought of who the best team is. Sometimes it's about that if it's just too overwhelming, but when the stakes are high like this, sometimes you got to kind of go with what you got to kind of guess what the NBA want. That's how I was able to kind of guess what was going to happen in game 1. But game 2, I think it'll be called a little bit different, and I think OKC will probably blow them out. Game 3, they'll go back. It'll probably be close again, and we'll see if OKC can pull out another close one, or if they go choke up at the end and let Indiana pull it out at home. So we'll see.
So what did you think about the lineup for the night? They put Hartenstein on the bench.
They didn't want Hartenstein to get caught up with trying to guard Siakam at no point, they wanted to go a little smaller. See, what OKC do very well is use their guards to guard your bigs if your bigs want to play on the perimeter. You get what I'm saying? Like, most people will be like, all right, Jokic on the perimeter, we go put our big man out there with him, and then Jokic go eat him up. But what OKC does is say, if you want to be on the perimeter, we go put a perimeter defender on you. And now what you gonna do? Now you can't beat him off the dribble. You're not gonna get him with a lot of pump fakes and head fakes. You can't, and if you do, he still go recover because he's quicker than you, and he's also good enough and strong enough to get up under you and play really tight and close defense. So the only thing you can do is go on the post, and that's not y'all game. Y'all don't have a package for running your offense through the post. So if I put a smaller guy on you around the perimeter, that takes your perimeter game away. And if for you to be effective, you got to take me down low, and that's your whole team playing left-handed. So they're really good at doing that. So they would rather do that than have Chet out there guarding the perimeter and Hartenstein guarding the perimeter at the same time, because they go put all 5 guys at the 3-point line. So they just put a smaller guy on Siakam. That's all they did.
They need to stop doing that, man, because
it forced 24 turnovers though.
Points on the team. Yeah, it did, but
that was working. Lost. But you got to know how to mix it up. Like if it worked for a quarter and you get 10 turnovers off of it, you got to mix it up, because they're trying to figure out what to do the whole time, right? So the other team makes an adjustment, and if you're still doing the same thing, then eventually they're gonna figure it out and get a groove going against it.
Carlisle is a good coach, man. He underrated, man.
He's a great coach.
Really good coach.
He's a great coach. Yeah, he's a great coach.
I hate when he left Dallas, man, because Luka couldn't.
He ran away from.
Listen to him.
He ran away from Luka Vandross. Can you imagine Luka on this Pacers team? Long ago, can you imagine Luka on this Pacers team? How many times he would have got blown by on defense?
Come on, man, cut it out, man. Luka's a terrible defender. He don't, and this is what I like about Nembhard on the Pacers, man. As small as he is, man, that dude puts in effort on the defensive end.
Yeah, he does.
Like that game 6 against the Knicks, he destroyed Brunson defensively in that game 6.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's a good player, man.
Agreed.
And one more thing. Chet need to do better, man.
Yeah, Chet let them down. But still, even with, like, you are entitled to have a bad game, especially if you're a role player. Like the co-star is Jalen Williams. The star is SGA. Chet's a role player. He's entitled to have a game where he's not bringing it, but that's when the rest of the guys supposed to bring it. Like, it's not gonna be the same role player every single time. So a role player have an off night. Okay, cool. Who else go pick it up? And then when you get a daggone 15-point lead in the fourth quarter, you got to be able to bring that home. They went to sleep at the wheel. They thought they thought it was done. They thought their work was done. And you can't think like that. You can never think your work is done with 9 minutes in the game and start giving possessions away and taking possessions off and taking hero shots and not running no offense. And you got to get a good shot almost every time. You know what I mean? So they just mismanaged this game. They mismanaged.
I feel like it's the era, man. If you was up 20 back then, the game was over.
No, that's not
true. This generation, it could be 5 minutes left. You up 20.
That's not true. Over. That's not true. I done seen the Lakers come back so many times against Portland, against Sacramento. Man, it happens, man. It happens when it's supposed to happen. I'm like, I want to say something that I'll be saying in private to people, but if I say it publicly, people really gonna think I'm crazy. So I might tell you later, but I ain't gonna say it in public. But you just gotta know whatever's supposed to happen is usually gonna happen.
For sure.
Yep. All right. Thanks for the call, Chris.
All right, man.
Yep.
Yep.
We can get one more call. Super chats came in. Sergio, $5 super chat. Can't make somebody the face of the league that wears a sports bra. Maybe SeaWorld, but not the NBA. Oh, okay, I'm cool with that. Don't make him the face of the league. He don't have to be the face of the league. I'm not. Nothing I do depends on him being the face of the league. So if he's not, that's cool. At the end of the day, whoever the fans say is the face or whoever the peers around the league look up to. I mean, that's who it is. Like, you can't, just because you're the best player or the second or the third best player or the fourth, that don't make you the face, right? So at the end of the day, I mean, that's cool. He ain't gotta have that title. Carla, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, man? It's Big Shaluk, man.
What's up, big dog?
Hey, I need to come in here and speak for these Pacers, man. I thought this was a great matchup from the beginning.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you, if they only have 2 scores, and I know everybody looking at my boy Gildress, he scored 38. They used to old big body Brunson scoring 40 points or whatever, and then his second man scoring at least 20. So Williams scoring 17. I know people like, oh, Williams had a bad game. He was 6 of 19. You know what I mean? And if it wasn't for Dort and doggone Hartenstein only played 17 minutes, one for him and Caruso, they still would have been losing in the first half.
Yeah, but it's a good thing they do have Dort and Caruso. Like, that's hard to say, to be like, man, if it wasn't for these 3 guys, like, dang, that's 3 guys. Okay. It's easier to say, well, if it wasn't for this lucky shot, or if it wasn't, right, or if it wasn't for that bad call with 5 seconds left and them getting free, like things like that you can say, but like you can't say, well, if it wasn't for this guy hitting 5 threes and this guy scoring 15 and this guy playing lockdown, that's a lot of that's a lot of ifs. You get what I'm saying? Okay. Like I could say, if it wasn't for Harden, if it wasn't for Haliburton hitting the game winner, they wouldn't have won. But does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, dude. But okay, so let's look at the starting lineups. I mean, I think this was a great matchup for them. I think it's a great matchup for them because if they had win against the Knicks, you already know the Knicks. He just learned how to play, even though he got fired. The coach just learned how to play some people off his bench.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I'm saying? So I thought it was a great line. They went 9 against 9 in this game. And I don't really think they played anybody else that really does that until now, that has a bench that can go eye for eye for them. They had 19 turnovers in the first half. One of the coach must have made an adjustment because he only got 5 more in the second half.
Correct.
And I thought it was bad for him to take off Hartenstein. I know he switched that lineup from Hartenstein starting in the West. Now he's playing against the East. I think he might need to adjust that.
Well, we'll see what he do in the second half. I mean, whatever his adjustment was for this, or his plan for game 1 was working. It was working. It was fine. You get what I'm saying? Like, if things would have went OKC way and they would have won, then everyone would.
Well, you just told me you can't do ifs.
No,
you just told me you can't do ifs. But go ahead, though.
I'm telling you, if OKC wins, everyone will be saying something different and talking about what Carlisle should have done different. Right. So
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, you got to look. They had 19 turnovers. They had 19 turnovers in the first half.
So hold on. So
they didn't look like they was going to win by 10.
So if you Carlisle and y'all lose this game, you go in the locker room and tell everybody, don't change nothing. We doing the exact same thing next game. That's what you would say. No adjustments.
No, because now you're on the back if you couldn't take
no. So no adjustments. If y'all would have lost, no adjustments.
If who would have lost, no adjustments? You talking about Carlisle's not that type of coach to lose with no adjustments. I mean, but
yeah, so he would make a all right. So my point is, you're saying whatever OKC's coach did needs to be adjusted. Yeah. You watch film and whatever, even if you win or lose, whatever you see on film that wasn't working or wasn't executed properly, you adjust to that. Right. Same thing with Carlisle. So to say that not starting Hartenstein was a mistake. I mean,
no. That's just hold on. That's just my opinion. I feel, kind of like you feel that the what's name is gonna win this next game, possibly blow out, whatever. That's just the way I feel. I just feel Hartenstein should play. I'm not saying that they lost because they didn't play Hartenstein. I just thought, from my point of view, I thought that was a bad decision not to play Hartenstein some more against these guys. Because if you remember, the person who gave them, I can't think of the big man who had some injuries over there at the Knicks, who got in the games getting them rebounds. He was the one causing the Pacers the most trouble when they were playing the Knicks.
Mm.
And Hartenstein played doggone 17 minutes, man. That joker had 9 rebounds.
He played
Indiana,
well. It was a mistake not to play any bigs down the stretch. I would have to go back and look at some of that, and see if it was a point where he probably should have brought them back in there. Because like I said, it was a couple of stops they got and couldn't even secure the defensive rebound and gave up points off of offensive rebound. And that would have been the perfect time to have Chet or our heart out there. But Chet, he played himself to the bench. They would love to have Chet on the floor. He played himself to the bench though.
Didn't he though?
He did.
I thought he shocked me because I thought he would give Toppin a hard time. Because I was like, oh, he's athletic and he's tall enough to give. Then Toppin wound up, shooting 6 for 9. I didn't expect that. That
was a quiet 6 for 9. Toppin had about 5 turnovers in a row in the first half. It was a very quiet 6 for 9. Shoot. And look, who
didn't? Who didn't have a turnover?
And I don't think Chet Holmgren's defense played him to the bench. It was his offense.
Well, did his offense and his rebounding?
Yeah, you could say that.
I just think dog for dog, I think Indiana gives them probably their best competition. I even look at Minnesota. They shut Minnesota down because you have other people that can't move with the ball. They need somebody to set something up for them. And when you look at Indiana, their players can move without the ball. You got Nebhart, you got Naismith, you got Mathurin, Toppin. Shoot, even Shepard's the only one I know that just has a set shot.
Well, yeah, the important thing about that is Haliburton, he comes off the ball enough for other guys to be able to make plays. And in Minnesota, it was just Edwards making plays and sometimes Randall, but nobody else had the freedom.
Randall's going left. Randall's going left. We all know that. Come on now.
But it could be McConnell, it could be Haliburton, it could be Nembhard, it could be Naismith, it could be Mathurin. Like they got 5 or 6 guards that can take you out the dribble and get into the paint and make a play. Right.
And I think this is the first matchup they've had in the playoffs like that. This is the first matchup they had where they had all these people that can create their own shot and create for other players on the team. Sure,
but the answer to all of that is in the locker room for OKC. They have the answer. They
do.
Of course they do. They got the answer to
it. This is the problem because see the playoffs now. Like you remember when Kevin Durant said that a lot of these guys couldn't play when they played.
No, when he said
you remember that?
Well,
no. When he got mad, he was saying that he joked to dribble the ball too much.
Oh no! When he said that,
he said Kevin Garnett.
Yeah. Oh, Garnett. I thought you said Durant. Garnett.
Oh, so no. Kevin Garnett.
Okay. Yeah.
And he says like 1-2. That was wrong with Ant-Man. Ant-Man wanted to dribble, and they was letting him hand check like it was 1990.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get away with that.
Yeah, you trying to use 4 dribbles to get to the hole, and you trying to get all the way to the hole. And by that time,
hand check.
Yeah, you got hands on you while you dribbling, and you trying to get 3 dribbles off, and then when you get in the paint, you trying to get 1 more dribble off when people are reaching in, and then you got a guy 7 foot at the rim waiting on you. Yeah, that's not
exactly.
Yeah, that's not legit. But I appreciate the call.
So.
No, go ahead.
Tui.
No, go ahead.
No. So that's what I'm saying. So when you got more players on your team that they can handle, touch the ball, just like Jordan, they say he hit 1, 2, 3 dribbles, step back, step forward. You know what I'm saying? Take a quick shot. I think this is the best matchup. Both teams have people that can handle the ball.
Yeah, but you big
OKC has less people that can make plays for themselves right now.
That's not true.
Now that you see them.
No, that's not
true. You
say
they don't?
No.
They don't? Okay.
That's not true. But look, listen. You're a little bit too.
No. Then if it's not true, who can make plays? Who can make plays for themselves on that starting lineup for OKC? I know you like them, but I'm just asking, who are they then? Since that's not true, they don't have as many.
SGA, Jalen Williams.
That's one. We know that's 2.
Lou Dort as well.
That's like Norm
and Chet. Mm-hmm. Everybody except our heart when he's starting can make plays for themselves.
So Dort too.
Yeah, Dort. Yeah.
Dory don't make plays off the ball, man. They pass the ball.
That's that's different. He don't make plays for others. I didn't say he do or don't.
Okay,
I saying he can't. He can.
All right. I apologize for talking about your team. I'm just saying,
It's not my team.
I apologize, but
it's not my team.
But I still say, like, Holmgren can, he makes his own shot and sets up other players.
Not set up other players. He can get his own shot though.
Okay, Dort,
Holmgren
didn't do a good job getting his own shot tonight. What about Wallace?
Well, that's not his role to get his own shot. It's not.
You're right. It's not his role, but can he do it though?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I hear you.
And Case and Wallace as well.
I apologize. I did come in here to talk about Indiana, but I think they need to relook. And I know everybody bloviating about the Thunder, but the Pacers is a great matchup for them.
I think you're a little bit too excited after this win. And
I'm not a fan. A fan of theirs. I'm a fan of basketball. I don't pick teams like you do. I just love basketball.
I just love basketball. How you know I pick teams?
Because you've been talking about SJ all year. What you talking about?
Really?
And then you said Joker do this thing when he pull people in the fouls. I'm like, well, SJ ain't doing the same thing.
So I'm picking a team.
You haven't been talking about SJ all year, brother.
I've been talking about everybody all year.
And then you said, to make it what's the name? OKC probably lose the first game. I didn't think they lost the first game because the NBA set it up. I think the Pacers actually beat them the first game.
Well, you wouldn't think you wouldn't know if the NBA set it up.
I don't know.
You wouldn't know that. Right. But I tell you this though. I tell you this though.
I believe like you believe.
Well, evidently I did know. Evidently I did know.
I said I believe. No, you guessed right. But I also thought Indiana was going to win.
Yeah, so hold on. This is
I thought it was going to win because
this is the thing. This is the thing about guesses, right?
That you made a guess.
When people guess, they usually don't tell you the reason why it was going to happen.
I gave you the reason too.
No, you didn't.
This is the best matchup they see.
No, this is hindsight that you're doing. We're talking about foresight. We're talking about foresight.
I seen you guess.
All right. So give me the foresight.
You got to show and you last one on the mic. I can't beat that.
Give me the foresight for game 2.
For game 2?
Yeah.
The foresight for game 2 is Indiana's going to win.
Okay.
Indiana's going to lower the turnovers in the first half. It won't be the same people scoring for them as it was in the first game because as you seen, Haliburton had a horrible game. He's a game on, game off.
Mm-hmm.
So is Siakam. Siakam plays one game in, one game out. I see Dort not coming through for y'all as far as he did. I see
who is y'all
coming in with Harden.
Sir.
I see it.
Sir, stop saying y'all.
It's okay. So I see.
Oh no. I'm serious because now it's a little disrespectful. Stop saying y'all. That's not my team. I don't have a team.
That is disrespectful.
Yeah, I don't have a team.
You called in the win, right?
I don't.
So your favorite for this series is who? Who's your favorite for the series?
Favorite for the series?
Yeah, exactly.
I pick OKC to win it. I pick OKC to win.
Your favorite for this series.
All right, man. All right. I bid you a good night, sir.
You win. Good night.
Let me get to these super chats. Holly Magic. Let me see this. Feel Good Reality $5 super chat. This was the exact game script for Thunder versus Nuggets. Yeah, Phil, they don't get too creative with the script. They don't get too creative. Mel, say what you wanna say. If you sound crazy, it's whatever. I respect your takes. Oh, you talking about when I told Chris what I say in private? Oh man. So here's my thoughts, y'all. And this go trip y'all out, but you ever wonder why things, never mind. I can't do it, dog. I can't do it. You have to catch me privately, man. I ain't saying that publicly. Jimmy James said Mel trying to pretend like he's not rooting for OKC. Nah, I'm not. I just like to see good games. Now, everybody do like to see their picks turn out. So, I picked Indiana tonight. I really wanted to see if that was actually gonna happen the way I predicted. So I mean, so that was cool. But like as far as rooting for somebody, I root. I don't even know if you want to call it rooting. Like how do you root? Like rooting means like what does rooting mean? Like oh man, get them OKC. Yeah, nah, I don't do that. I don't do that. Do I do have players and teams that play a style that I cater to. Yeah. So I do like to see the style overcome what I consider bad basketball. So I like to see good basketball win. So whatever player or team is playing the best basketball, that's the team that I want to see win. Whatever team that's playing bad basketball, and the only reason why they're winning is because the league is carrying them, I usually root against them. So yeah, I root against teams, but I don't root for teams. So yeah, I do root for teams that play bad basketball, but is getting carried by the league. And for that reason, it was good to see Dallas lose in the finals last year. Because they play bad basketball, and they shouldn't win. And their star don't play the defense, and like that type of stuff is not supposed to win. You get what I'm saying? Like it's just not. So yeah, so I root against it. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know why y'all want me to be rooting for a team so bad, man. It just I don't do it, man. Good basketball is subjective. Conspiracy theories of being carried by the league needs some kind of proof, not feelings, or not, or not. I mean, do you believe in the conspiracy theories? And I didn't say anything about conspiracy theories either, right? So, but as far as proof, no, I don't need no proof. Look, I'm fine with being the only person that believe it. I'm not trying to convince nobody. That's the thing. Like, you know, you show proof when you're trying to convince somebody. I'm not trying to convince nobody. I got my own thought process. I believe what's going on, and I might share it with people, and then you can say, nah, I disagree, and then keep moving. Just like when y'all say stuff that I don't believe, oh, no, I don't agree with that. I don't ask you for proof. I don't need you to prove it. This is like me asking you, we're proof that there's no conspiracy theory. I wouldn't say that. Joe said, "Line with a straight face is a military tactic." Boy, y'all riding, boy. Y'all right, man. Man. You said, but this shows bias. So saying you don't have bias would be factually incorrect. That's true. Yeah, I am biased to good basketball. What are you biased to? Bad basketball or like because everybody has bias, right? I'm biased to good basketball. All right. So what is your bias? Blamboozle. Are you biased to good basketball, bad basketball? Are you biased to a player? Are you biased to a size of a player? Like, do you like small players because you're small, or do you like big players because you're big, or do you like guards because you play guard? Like, what is your bias? Mine is good basketball. All right, so what is yours? Phil said bad basketball is subject to turn. And you know what? The phone number's on the bottom screen, Jimmy James. Call in. Let's have a conversation. This would be fun. I got about 5 more minutes. Sergio said, come on, Mel. What is it? Yeah. Just let's just see what happens game 2. And let's see if I'm right about that. Yeah, call in. Phone line's open. Was Caitlin Clark at the game? Phil said he think it might be a blowout in game 2. Yeah. It could be. I know one thing. If they get the lead to 10 and they keep going from 10 to 8 to 10 to 7, 10 to 9, 11, back to 9, 12, back to 9. If they keep doing that, yeah, it's gonna start feeling real weird because they gonna think that thing is happening again. So they better build on leads. If they get a lead, they gotta build on it and keep building on it. So they can't play. I mean, they could be at home in their bed right now with a 1-0 lead, on easy street. With control over the series, but they ain't got control right now. Caller from LA, what's up?
What up, Mel? It's Troy, man.
Hey, what's up, Bill? What the dogs at?
Honestly, they're sleeping. I've had so many dogs training lately. It's been good. It's a blessing to have a lot of work. But hey, man, you called it. Congrats on calling it. I took Indy for the series, which we disagree on. But I was in your chat earlier. I was calling it too. I made a little bit of money tonight calling this game. My friend thought I was crazy, so we made a bet at halftime. I made $200, man.
That's what's up. Man.
You could guess, right? But if you're really going to guess and you want to make the most of it, put some money on it, and then the game gets really interesting. See, because I'm from LA, right, Mel? So for me, I put some money. I took my glasses off and I just wore my Lakers gear and I just yelled, "Go Lakers!" I was just rooting for the colors. Got the Lakers up there for me. They really did it, man. I think they could do it.
You think they can get 3 more of these wins?
You know what it is for me, and you'll get this, I think, because you play ball, right? You play ball. So the Pacers they have that thing. Both teams have the intangible thing you need to win a chip, but the Pacers have that thing where all year they've been finding ways to win games that they have no business winning. And I've watched them do it in every single round of these playoffs where, it's one of those things where it's like, you got the Pacers down 10 or 12 going into the fourth and you're like, they got you right where they want you. Mm-hmm. It's, you gotta be careful and then of course they started draining threes. I mean, Miles Turner, man, he played a great game. He played a great game for them in a stretch where they looked like they were about to sink, and he kept them afloat, man. He was hitting big shots. He got lucky on that bank shot, but they just keep winning games. I thought the Knicks were doing that. They were winning games where we talked about it before. I said, if the Celtics don't blow the Knicks out, they're going to be in trouble. You better blow them out because if you're in a close game with the Knicks, you're going to lose. And then the Pacers just put that same game on the Knicks, like bad. Mm-hmm. So when I saw that after the Cavs series too, I was like, because the Cavs were like the Thunder in the East. So why can't they beat the Thunder? Thunder's defense looked amazing tonight. Indy played real shaky. They were playing at like 12 or 13 pace out of 10 instead of like their usual 9.5. And they were all over the place, turning the ball over crazy, and they still pulled it out. So I think
OKC and the Cavs are different though. I don't see them in the same class. I mean, record wise they were, but no one ever believed in the Cavs. Like nobody did. Like I like Donovan Mitchell as a all-star and as a player, but he's not on the superstar level. Like teams that really go far, they got a superstar they're relying on, right? Or I don't know how Indiana got here because Hallie's
real, man. Hallie's real. He's just a baller. I don't know how. I ain't seen Hallie. I ain't seen someone play basketball like Haliburton since maybe like Haliburton reminds me of Kevin Martin. For anyone who's like remembers basketball a while back, like 2000s Kevin Martin would just shoot random shots and they go in, bro. He was a walking bucket, but back then you couldn't play like that. Haliburton's in this league where you just do that. You don't get benched. And man, the big difference between the Cavs and the Thunder is the Thunder did this in the West. So that's a big difference. The West is a meat grinder and they did it. And their defense looks great. But we'll see. They took game 1. They turned the ball over. I don't even know how many times I lost track.
24. They turned it over 24 times. 24 times. 14 of them were steals.
You ain't supposed to win on the road, turning it over 24 times in a place like Oklahoma City. That's like a college atmosphere. Those fans there, everyone in Oklahoma is in that stadium, and they're all screaming at the top of their lungs. So,
Yeah.
man, we'll see. It'll be a good series, I hope. At the very least, I'm glad that they made it a series. They made it a game, and yeah, I'm pulling for them. I'm gonna have my glasses off and my Laker gears on, and I'm gonna just be cheering for the
NBA did their thing, man. Vegas did their thing. It was, I mean, they did.
I see you. You know, I know it.
Adam Silver is showing the world what he can accomplish when he firing on all cylinders. And this.
I got a little bit out of you. I know. You know, I know. We didn't even have that private, but I know what you're saying. You know, I see you. But yeah, man, it's gonna be a good series. I don't know. People, and I'll say this. I don't know. It drives the channel, so it's good, but I don't know what these people got. They got stick up somewhere with you get a right take, and they don't want to let you have it. You called the game. So I don't even know what the problem is. You know what I mean? Like, what's the problem?
Look, man, I've been calling stuff all playoffs, man. It's been funny, man. I've been calling stuff all playoffs.
When you know ball, you can just call it, and it ain't even.
But it ain't basketball though, because if you know basketball, you can get it wrong so many times. If you're only using basketball to predict it, you also got to know Vegas and like where it used to, like Vegas used to then be a huge part before gambling became legal. Right. It was just, you got to get in the mind of the NBA front office and the business they run and them appeasing sponsors and whatever the case may be, and them trying to pull as much money as possible, to share with all the other owners. Like, what's going to be the best interest of the NBA? So you think about the best interest of the NBA, you factor in the basketball and how they could pull off what they actually want to happen. You got to know what the NBA wants to happen, and if it's a pathway for it to happen, then you can kind of predict it. Now you got to factor in Vegas too, right?
And you got to comprehend also, for the people who can't, you got to comprehend just how much money is at stake here. We're talking billions at minimum with a B, billions with a B and an S, and that's at minimum, probably maybe more than that. There's a lot of money in this, so if nothing else, to anyone that's listening, you can always bet on, just go against whatever someone like Kendrick Perkins or Malika Andrews, these people be saying. They don't know what they're talking about. They just say the line. They just say the line and they collect their check, which is fine. That's okay. But they don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what's in front of them. So
even if they did know what they was talking about, could they say it?
Well, yeah, exactly, Mel. Exactly. You already know, man. I mean, we're on the same wavelength, bro. But hey, man, I don't got much to add, but yeah, we'll see. I have the Pacers winning the series in 7. I think it's going to go long.
You know what? If it go, that's tough, man. If it goes, like, I really think this is supposed to be OKC's year. But basketball wise, I mean, if they go fall asleep at the wheel in the fourth quarter like that, then yeah, they could lose 4 of them, right? Just basketball wise. But is the NBA gonna come help them out if they start losing this series though?
I think the story, we'll see where the money goes, but I think the story is that Pacers team. I think the story is the upset. But
You think so?
I think the story is in the upset.
I've been having it wrong this whole time. I thought they brought the Pacers here to be the sacrificial lamb for OKC.
Oh, we're gonna find out, I guess. We're gonna find out
because they always bring a team from the East to be the sacrificial lamb when someone's supposed to get their when someone's supposed to win. Like when they listen. Notice the sacrificial lambs that came they always get the big dog out of the East first. You know what I mean? Like this year was Boston. Let's get Boston up out of here, because if Boston come to OKC and play, we might not be able to easily control or manipulate those outcomes, right? Boston might mess around and get here and beat OKC. So the reason why I thought it was OKC's year is because they got Boston out of the way early. And let's bring one of these teams that don't belong here just so we can make sure OKC gets the win. That's what I thought was happening. I still think that's happening, right? I still think that's happening. But we'll see. Game 2, if these boys come out here and lose games.
Listen, you better blow these boys out the gym next game. OKC, I predict that the next game 2, I think OKC is going to bury them early. I don't think it's not even going to be close. I think it'll be over by halftime because they can't afford to have a close game with this team. This team is one of those. It's like that baby rattlesnake thing. This team does not know what it's like that they're out of it. You know what I mean? There's some teams like that. There's some, even in the park, there's some guys, there's some groups where it's just like, they don't know they're supposed to lose this game now, and they just keep coming. So they better blow them out. They better blow them out of the water, because if they don't, they're going to be in big trouble. They're going to be in big trouble. You can't be dropping both home games in a 7-game series. It's not going to work out for you. Yeah. Not in the finals. Not with this team.
Nah, yeah, that's a fair point. Well, we'll see. Hey, are you not entertained? Yeah. We here watching it and being entertained just like everybody else, man.
Yeah, they saw those ratings. They saw those ratings early in the season, and they shuffled the deck, and man, they got everyone. In their seats.
Oh, everybody go be there for game 2. Oh, and my God, I can't wait to hear how they talk tomorrow. They got so much. They got so much material. Think about if OKC won, what they would be talking about on ESPN tomorrow. It'd be boring as hell.
Yeah,
they would be so bored that they would be talking about SGA 38 points. They probably would be talking about the face of the league again. That's boring. But you know what they get to talk about tomorrow?
They talk about
my God.
All the what ifs. Everyone loves the what ifs.
Oh my God, man! If Indiana win, what does that make Haliburton? The last.
Oh, it's not Holly. It's so good, man. Yeah. But he's just like he's not. He doesn't really manipulate the game the way that a star needs to. You know what I mean? Like I like SGA's game when he plays. When SGA leaves the Chris Paul, Harden stuff off the floor, I like watching him play. It's very beautiful. But tonight, as it got down to crunch time, got swallowed, and just doing his pull up, he was doing his, and he was breaking them.
He took an off balance. I mean, no, he showed up tonight in the clutch. He showed up with a 3, a couple of free. He got to the line a couple of times. He hit a 3. He hit a fade in the post.
He played great.
It was just that final shot. It was just too telegraphed. I mean, which is fine, but when he got to his mid range, there was a crowd there, and he took the jump shot off balance. And he faded. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then he short armed it. Like he didn't even follow all the way through. He kind of pulled the string on it a little bit. So. It is what it is. I mean, I know he wish he can have that shot back, but I'm not ready to say that it was a misstep for him. I think the misstep was in pretty much the whole fourth quarter of them taking their foot off the gas. You can't take your foot off the gas, let somebody get momentum, and then try to stop the bleeding. It's just not gonna happen like that. So
I saw it late in the fourth. There was maybe like 7 or 8 minutes left, and you could see some of the role players on OKC were kind of looking a little bit like, what the hell's happening? And, to my point about SGA, like, I'm not going to go like full Dominque mode. I mean, I do notice he's pretty slick with that off arm, but so is Kawhi. So is everyone in the mid range.
Everybody's slick with that off arm. And this is the thing, Troy, if I'm dribbling to the hole and your arm is on my chest, there's only 2 things I'm going to now. I've never like what SGA does when as soon as your arm touches his chest, he puts his arm, whether it's his off arm or his shooting arm, he hooks under you and goes up for the shot to make sure that you're fouling me, right?
He's looking for the foul, not looking for the shot.
No. He's looking for the shot. He's never did that without following through and getting the shot. He gets a lot of and ones like that. He got one tonight, but they called it on the floor and it wasn't an and one. Right. So
I saw that.
I don't. Yeah. When people always say he's playing for the foul and not the shot, that's not true. He's going through his normal shooting motion, but he's doing it making sure he goes through your arm. Right. So that's
I don't even mind it either, as long as this is my thing. This is because I'm a shorter guy who would play, right? And so this is all I care about. If the feet come first and you're in your space, just leveling off your space, right? A good player, especially a guard, will get his feet to his spot first and then come forward with that off arm and then empty the space to get the jumper off, which I'm fine with. I'm fine with it. But I just, I feel like a lot of guys who get comfortable with that whistle, they start to, they can get a bit comfortable with it. I'm not saying that's what SGA is doing all the time, but you got to be mindful of that as a guy who uses that tool.
But see, this is the thing though. We will bring that up when we're discussing OKC, and then we like the reference point would be like some highlights they showed from the regular season or something he did in game 1 against Denver. Like the conversation for SGA and this quote unquote foul baiting, no one has any examples of it since the Denver series. But yet every game they bring it up and be like, oh, foul bait. You know, like there's no examples of him foul baiting. Or well, there was an example where he fell to the floor against Minnesota and got the and-1, but that wasn't a foul. I agree with that one. There was no foul at all. So he got a couple of in the Minnesota series. He got more in the Denver series. He got none tonight.
Okay, I feel like he got a couple, but I'm not, it's not enough to swing a game. I mean, the guy played a great game, and here's the thing: I'm a big, I'm a Kobe guy, so like I remember when Kobe came out and said like, he went in and studied the rule book and was like, I'm trying to find the spots on the court where the refs aren't able to see me so I can cheat, because if I don't get caught cheating, it's just getting an advantage. And at the end of the day, like these guys are all great. They're all great. You got to find your advantages where you can get them, and you need to take them. If you don't take them, you're not playing to win, in my opinion. I'm a big believer in like, you got to take your advantages where you can get them and exploit those advantages. Otherwise, what are you doing? This is the highest level. You're going to lose if you don't do that. But in my opinion, when you start going against the nature of the game, right? When all I'm saying is, and this is not necessarily what SJ does, but you cannot count on the foul, or when it comes down crunch time, maybe you're a little shaky. Maybe you're not there.
I don't think he count on the foul, but but like you said, he played a heck of a game tonight, and but OKC they gave it up on the first date, but that's pretty much what they did.
Fair enough. I'm not gonna argue with that. All right, man. I hope you have a blessed night. Show's been great, and I'll try to get some more positive before the end of the series, for the end of the season. But yeah, man, go LA Pacers. I'm just like I said, I'm just watching the yellow jerseys run around and praying.
Yeah, for sure.
Praying that I don't come to my senses. All right, man. You have a blessed night, bud. I really appreciate the time.
All right, bro.
Peace.
All right, man. We're at the hour. I catch y'all. I guess tomorrow's Friday. Full panel Friday tomorrow, man. We'll be here with the full panel tomorrow. Got a lot to talk about, man. So we catch y'all on that stream, man. Hit the like button, hit the share button, tell a friend about the channel. Make sure y'all here tomorrow. It's gonna be a good show with the full panel, man. We got I got some comments flying in. Where can I file my EEO complaint against you, Mel? I love listening to you. Remind me of my homeboys, but the only difference is you control the mic. Keep building the show. Hey, Big Shaluk, I would have shut up if you would have stopped trying to insult me, man. Like you don't understand how much I hate fandom. I'm not a fan of a team. I hate fandom. Like I actually hate it. Right. So when it's like trying to give me pork. Right. I think it's an insult. So you kept trying to slide in there that I'm a fan of OKC. I'm like, dude, just because I'm trying to get the record straight and you're saying something that I think is inaccurate, I'm just trying to get the record straight. Just allow me to do that. And you can do that, and you can poke fun at me in every other way. And I got a lot of tolerance for a lot of stuff. I just don't, I really don't like fandom. Right. So yeah, that's the quickest way to get me to get out the phone, man. Like, I ain't no fan. I hate fandom. Yeah, you good, man. I guess I'll take one more call. Caller from Chula Vista, what's up?
What up? What up? Mel, it's me, baby. What's going on?
Why you still got Chula Vista phone number?
Man, listen, bro. Are you judging my phone number? You gonna let me goddamn talk?
Oh, yeah, go ahead and spin. Man, where you at? Why you ain't over here?
Man, you know I just got off work. You know how late I work? You know what I do for a living?
Bro, that's crazy. But go ahead, man. What's your thought?
You don't know what I do for a living. I save lives every day, man. It's crazy. I feel like a firefighter. You goddamn firefighter.
I got to say your number in your phone. Go ahead. What's up?
Man, did you see that game?
Oh, of course.
Bro, how y'all let that man get that shot off? Straight up, how you let the man get the shot off?
How?
No. First, no. Let me ask a bigger question. How the fuck did you let? Hey man, how you let the fourth quarter happen?
Yeah, that whole fourth quarter was just, man. I said the last 5 minutes was trash.
I was like, what in the world? Did you realize that it's a game today? That they're not just gonna let you win. Did they play ball too? And they made it to the finals just like you did, man. Like you better respect them. You better have the appropriate level of respect. Hey man, I think they be messing with Haliburton because he light skinned. I ain't lying. I understand. Bruh, you do not let Haliburton, first of all, get that shot off. 1, 2, you don't let the last 5 minutes. The game was over with for basically 4 quarters. For 3 quarters, and then the fourth quarter happened, and then everything fell apart.
Pretty much.
And you see how they did in New York. If y'all ain't learn nothing, you better learn what they did in New York.
Yeah. Hey, getting game 1 was crucial for OKC. They making it harder for themselves if they want to win. But we'll see, man.
Hey, but you know what? I think that might have sealed it for him though. Cause you know what I don't see? It might go 6 games. It might go 6. Seriously, it might go 6 because OKC probably gonna want to get their lick back. Game 3 will probably be a tight one. Anybody can win that one. The Pacers might pull that out.
That's true.
Make it 2-1.
That's true because
make it 2-1.
So the Pacers did what they were supposed to do. They came in and they stole a game. That's all you can ask for. Now you can get greedy and try to get game 2, but if OKC come out here and shoot all their bullets out and win by 30 and just and do that, they gonna come back to Indiana probably wore out. And Indiana, we'll see, man. It's gonna be real interesting to see what these boys made of for sure.
Hey, if they let, I'm gonna just say this. If they let the Indiana Pacers win this game, win this series, win a championship, I don't want to hear no more shit about MVP and goddamn SGA.
It's gonna be a long summer for all of them. But I mean,
bruh,
MVP.
I don't want to hear nothing else.
He's still the MVP.
Because you know, they saying Haliburton ain't really a superstar. They just saying he's a good player right now.
Well, he meets my criteria for a superstar. However, when you look at him with your eyes, it just doesn't look like superstar basketball. But he meets my criteria, and my criteria is any number 1 option that can successfully lead a team consistently, right? And he's brought them to the Eastern Conference Finals last year, got them to the finals this year, and got a chance to win the finals. I mean, we gave J Kidd superstar status when he got the Nets to the finals 2 years in a row, right? So my criteria for superstar is any number 1 option that can successfully lead their team on a consistent basis, and he's doing it. So he meets my criteria. He just don't look like one. He don't play like one. Help me.
Where is he lacking at not playing like one?
Because we see him as a scorer. We don't see him like J Kidd. We don't see like J Kidd. We knew he wasn't trying to score that much. We knew he was playing strictly point guard. John Stockton, we knew he was playing strictly point guard. So it was easy to watch them and say, yeah, they're a superstar. They probably could score more points. They just don't want to. That's not their play style. But with Haliburton, he gives us times where he put up points like a number one scoring option. And then sometimes he just disappear and be like, oh, I'm just passing today. And superstars don't, and that's the only
they lose when he becomes a primary passer. when he just going out there letting it fly, hey, he come out, he seemed to do better that way.
Yeah. I mean,
he tried to be a primary facility. Well, you know what? Then I can understand why a lot of people might say, for the sake of argument, that he's not a superstar yet, because they may not feel like he's an all the well-rounded player.
I mean, he meets the criteria of my criteria, but you know, when you grade in point guards, you grade a lot of people above. I think LaMelo Ball is better than him. LaMelo Ball is better than him. If LaMelo Ball was on the Pacers, it might look a little different.
Well, that's strong. That's a strong. That's a strong side right there, boy.
I think LaMelo Ball is better than him. I think it's probably 5 point guards I can point to that's better than Haliburton. Steph for sure. SGA is 2. Kyrie Irving is 3. De'Aaron Fox is 4, and LaMelo Ball is 5. I don't know that many superstars is not top 5 in their position.
So you got him in the top 5
in this position? No, I got him outside the top 5. I got LaMelo over him. I got De'Aaron Fox over him. I got Kyrie over him. I got Steph over him. I got SGA over him.
That's I could yeah. I can see where he may not be a all the way around player, but it seems like when the game is on the line, though, a superstar shows up.
Yeah, you got to give him that. And look, and some people would keep going and put Bronson over him. I don't know if I'm willing to go that far with Bronson. I think as a matter of fact, at number 5, I think you can start the debate between Bronson, Melo, Tyrese. But I think those 4 that I named, SGA, Steph, De'Aaron Fox, and I'm missing one more.
No, I don't think you can. I don't really think it's a debate between him and Brunson. Brunson carried the entire New York Knicks team on his back last year.
So you got Brunson over him. So, but see that puts another point guard over him.
Hey, if he didn't blow that tire or whatever happened to that, was it his back? I forget what it was, but whatever injury he had in that series, I said, man, I don't know if Haliburton would have pulled that out for y'all. No, I don't know if Haliburton would have. Hey, Haliburton wouldn't got. I don't know if y'all would have made it. Y'all wouldn't have made it. Y'all might not have made it out the club.
Yeah. That's tough, man.
Yeah, so I don't know, and I really feel like, but I feel like this too. You know, they it's like one of them fights where you can leave it in the judge's hands, or you can go on and get the knockout.
And that's what happened. OKC had knockout potential, and they had a chance to knock them out. They kept, let's let it go down to the last minute. Okay, all right,
exactly.
Keep playing with your food if you want to.
Yeah, you better swallow it. You better
play with your food if you want to, boy.
Yeah, you better get that. You better go get. You better get it right then.
You go find a hair in it. You better get rid of it quick, man.
Hey, you know what I wonder though, Mel? I wonder in the last 5 minutes, were they like thinking about another game, the next game?
They thought it was over. They was like, man, they can go lay down. Man, come on, we done punched them so many times. It's got to be over. Let's just get this out of it. Them boys just started raining threes. Hey, they ain't know what hit them.
They did that old New York trick.
Old banana in the tailpipe. Boy, the oldest trick in the book, man. Old banana in the tailpipe.
Started falling asleep at the wheel. Let the monkey take charge. fell asleep at the wheel and let the monkey start driving. I'm like, man, go ahead. I'm gonna just go ahead and let the monkey start driving. Don't worry about it. We got this one. Hey man, what club y'all going to tonight? Let's go celebrate.
Now they in their daggone bed crying right now. That's what you get.
Man, look. Yeah, I know it. Hey, but you know what? I hope it stings. I hope it hurts.
Oh yeah.
Because that would be the fire that y'all need. Yeah, they need to be winning by 20-30 next game. By 20 or 30. I promise you.
Yeah,
they just gonna get that off. They just gonna get that off their chest just to let them know that it ain't New York.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna be no walk in the park.
Hey, but Eric, they gotta remember one thing. You win by 30, it only count for one win. You know what I mean? And you ain't never gonna get that game back you gave away. You could be up 2-0 going to Indiana. You missed the opportunity to be up 2. You could have been up 2-0 going to Indiana. You missed that opportunity.
You ain't lying. You had the opportunity. You could have won.
Yeah, it's crazy. But all right, man, I'm gonna get off this thing, man.
Hey, you know the graduation is Saturday, bro.
No, I'll be there.
Yeah, hit me up. You know I got all the information. We'll be down in Oceanside. Holler at me, boy. All right, later.
All right, bet. All right, y'all. Y'all, thanks for hanging out with me, man. I'll catch y'all tomorrow on Full Panel Friday. Make sure you hit the like button. Peace.